We, as you know, Steve, have been struggling with really a chronic deficit in the Department of Corrections. We incarcerate over 100,000 people in the state of Florida. Many of those, the vast majority of them, deserve their time because they've committed crimes against other people. But that's a very expensive system to maintain, and it's one where as I said, we're running a chronic deficit, which means that we're taking dollars that could be used for education, could be used for improving our transportation infrastructure, could be used for enhancing our health care services for the people of the state of Florida, and we're spending those dollars on incarcerating individuals and funding deficits. So I think that it's prudent, I think it's reasonable to look at those 100,000 people that we're putting behind bars and ask ourselves, do all of them need to be there for the length of time that they're serving? And what we found as we've drilled deeper is that there really are two types of folks that are incarcerated. You have the folks that have committed violent crimes against people, the folks that we're afraid of, the folks that do not need to see the light of day because we value public safety above all else. We need to keep our families safe, we need to keep our businesses secure in the state of Florida, and we should have as close to a zero tolerance when it comes to violent crime as possible. And I think that with these sexually violent predator changes and how we deal with other violent crimes, whether it be 10-20 life or the 85% rule, I think those are all very appropriate responses to violent crime. And we have a reputation, well-deserved, of having the toughest laws in the nation when it comes to dealing with these predators and these violent criminals. But then there is this other subset of individuals that are serving time in jail for nonviolent drug offenses, often possession. They're serving 2 to 3 years in prison. They're not getting any treatment when they're there. And it's really turning into somewhat of a revolving door. You know, it costs us $19,000 to $20,000 a year to keep them incarcerated in the Department of Corrections. And a lot of times all we're doing is just creating a better criminal because they're picking up bad habits as they interact with people who have done more serious offenses. They're learning how to commit property crimes or even worse. And so there needs to be, I think, a closer look at how we handle that subset of incarcerated individual for many reasons. One, it saves money, and we're running these chronic deficits. And two, if someone's life can be redeemed, and there are tools to, evidence-based, data-driven tools to redeem their life, it's the right thing to do. And at the end, most importantly, it keeps people safer. If someone is getting out of jail and they're not reoffending, we're all safer.